Well, Virginia found a way. They found a way to pick up the win against the Duke Blue Devils by a final score of 34-17. Welcome into another edition of the Cavalier Connection podcast, live from Wallace Wade Stadium, right here on the field at Duke University. What a fun night it was! 3:30 kickoff, so fun afternoon, fun night, and the Cavaliers find a way. And I would argue that the game was even better in the favor of UVA than the score suggests. A little bit of weirdness towards the end of the game. Pick six thrown by Chandler Morris. But, man, Virginia exploded. This was a no-doubt win in the middle of the third quarter. It was unbelievable. Even the score at halftime, 17-3, getting a field goal late after the fact, after making the defensive stop with like a minute to go. Got the ball. I was able to get it into range for Will Bedford to boot it home to make it a 14-point game. And then, man, the third quarter, unbelievable. We're going to talk about this one probably not too long because, number one, I got to go home. Number two, my voice is kind of gone, so I apologize for that. But what a fun night it was for the Cavaliers. How about the offense? Rushing the ball, Jamari Taylor, 138 yards for 2 touchdowns. Taylor, man, he needed a breakthrough game like this, and boy, did he get it. It was absolutely outstanding. And then also behind him, Whaley had 69 yards. No other rushers had a touchdown, but 69 yards for Whaley, came in for some crucial third down rushes, was able to get some first downs. And then Zay Davis and Davis Lane both got in at the end of the game towards the fourth quarter. They got some rushes as well to eat up some time. But how about that quarterback, Chandler Morris, the North Texas transfer? All week long we were questioning if he was going to play or not, if he should play or not. But he was cleared. He was listed probable last night, questionable Thursday night. And then, sure enough, this morning we get here. He's throwing warm-ups, and, man, he got in, and he was good. He was electric. Did not have to run the ball. Didn't take any sacks. Shout out to the offensive line. But Chandler Morse's final numbers finished with 316 yards and 2 touchdowns. Finished 23 for 35. He did have 2 interceptions. The first one, he was looking for Sage Ennis. He overthrew him. It wasn't a bad read at all. I think Sage was wide open. He just happened to overthrow him, and unfortunately a couple Duke defenders were back there and able to pick it off. I think it was Chandler. I forget who it was now. His first name was Chandler. Whoever got the interception for the Blue Devils, that's going to drive me crazy. But either way, just an overthrow. That can be fixed, whatever. And then you also had the one that was a pick six right where I'm standing, actually, which kind of made the game a little questionable. It's like, hold on, what are we doing here? Is the game truly over like we think it is? But ultimately, the Virginia defense comes through. The offense also comes through to put an end to that. I didn't like that Morris was in the game late third quarter. I thought late third quarter should have been taken out because, listen, I don't want to risk nothing with him. He's shown he can be injury prone. You really want to avoid that. But, hey, he stayed in the game. He never hit the turf once. Which was really impressive. I'll tell you what, the offensive line did a fine job tonight. No sacks on the quarterback, and, man, the run blocking was just absolutely outstanding. Early in the game, a little shaky. Run blocking wasn't great, but, man, as the game progressed, it just got better and better and better to the point where the Duke defensive line just had no answer for Jamari Taylor and Harrison Whaley. We saw the direct snap early in the game, earlier than we normally do, on a third down to, I think it was to Jamari Taylor. If it wasn't Taylor, it was Whaley, one or the other. And that worked for our first down. Still has not been stopped at all recently. Keeps working. And there were some more handoffs as well that was absolutely outstanding. Offensive line did an outstanding job. Elliott spoke after the game and said, yeah, they did their job. He's been getting on them. And he was a bit worried the Duke defensive line coming into the game was a strong point of their defense, but, man, the offensive line just was great. And he also spoke on the defensive side too, which I'll get to in a minute. But how about that quarterback, Chandler Morris? 23 for 35. Again, I already mentioned the 2 interceptions, 316 yards and 2 touchdowns. And, man, some of our receivers got active. How about Terrell Harris, the former Kent State Golden Flash, finished with 8 receptions, 161 yards for a touchdown. I mean, an outstanding night for Terrell. One of his brightest spots was at the end of the first half. He completely destroyed a cover 2 defense. It was a great throw by Chandler, by the way. You had a corner playing low, and then you had a deep safety playing. They were playing 2-man high, and, man, Terrell Harris thread the needle perfectly on the outside where is the one weak point of cover 2, And Morris found him, and he thread the needle perfectly. Could not have been a better throw. Terrell Harris takes it. And then what is Terrell Harris also known for? Breaking tackles, making moves. Man, he is shifty. Got away, got all the way down inside the 20, wherever it was an outstanding play. And Terrell had multiple great catches all over the place. Again, finishing 161. He had 77 yards after catch. And then, of course, he had a touchdown. That reception I was just talking about was for 56 yards. That was his longest reception of the night. A couple other receivers. Cam Ross got really active. 7 receptions, a lot of them in the first half. Cam Ross got the ball a lot. He's shifty. He's quick. He's able to move the chains. That was 7 receptions for 63 yards for Cam Ross. My name Jamal Edrin with 2 receptions, 34 yards. And then Cam Courtney had a couple receptions for 11 yards. But really, you're just looking at the top, and Terrell Harris, man, he had an outstanding game. No complaints whatsoever, man. He did his thing, was outstanding. And sorry, by the way, they're blowing the grass back there in the background, so if it's hard to hear me, that's why. I apologize for that. Taking care of business here at Duke, get their field ready for the next game. As for the defensive side, I don't have a full stat sheet for defensive stats, unfortunately. But leading the team in tackles was 4 Virginia players, all tied with 6 tackles was Devin Neal, Ethan Minter, Fisher K-Mac, and Jacob Holmes. How about Fisher K-Mac, by the way? Got to the quarterback twice, got 2 sacks. Coach Elliott talked about him afterwards, how he's been longing for a game like this, man. He's been so close, so close to getting to the quarterback so many times this year. And tonight he got to him twice out of the 4 times. And, man, Fisher was just electric. He was on the run stopping, too. It was great to see him come flying off the edge and have himself one of those games that he's been longing for. We knew he was capable of, just not able to make it happen. So great to see Fisher get in on the action. 1 sack also came from Jacob Holmes, who I spoke to after the game. Holmes was excited. And by the way, I didn't know this. So not only did Jacob Holmes and Fisher K-Mac both play in the Mountain West against each other, they were also high school rivals too. So they've known each other for so long. They're best friends. They've been going against each other forever until now they finally get to play on the same team. And, man, the smile on Jacob Holmes' face after the game when he was asked about Fisher's performance, man, you couldn't make it up. His face lit up. And you just know the chemistry is there on the defensive line, especially between those two. But, man, the entire defensive line, so excited for Fisher to be able to have that game. And then Jacob Holmes had a great day, too. Jacob Holmes, 6 tackles, had a tackle and a half for loss. The lights are dimming down on me here at Wallace Wade Stadium. That was kind of weird, but I still like the frame here. It looks really cool, the field in the background. You also have the Dollar Shave Club Devil's Deck, which I think, by the way, there's been some improvements to this stadium for Duke over the last, 5 to 10 years. And, man, I think it looks really beautiful. The problem is putting the fans in the stands. Overall, though, the stadium is nice. For an ACC school, I think it's a really nice stadium. Shout out to Duke for that. But, other names, Ethan Minter, 6 sacks. And also Fisher finished with 2.5 tackles for losses as well. Ethan Minter had a half a tackle for loss. He got credit for. And again, I don't have full stats, unfortunately, so I can't give you everything. But Mitchell Melton got to the quarterback multiple times. Then you had Fisher, Jacob Holmes, everybody, man. Anthony Britton got back there to the running back. I mean, there was all sorts of stuff happening all over the field, man. The defensive line did its job. Did a great job, that is. And then the secondary, too. I want to mention Emmanuel Carnley. This is 2 weeks in a row. It looks like they're going to kick us out here, so I'm going to have to get out the way here in just a second. But Emmanuel Carnley, got to go? Okay. Okay, I'm good.
Okay.
Yep, thank you. So, but with that being said, Emmanuel Carnley had a great night. Chased down a couple receivers a couple times. Sorry about that, by the way. Had to speak with a Duke official. But Emmanuel Carnley, a couple pass disruptions, did great. Did that last week, too. So, overall, really quick, as I wrap up here, Virginia did a great job. They answered, they responded, and, man, they found a way to make it work against the Duke Blue Devils, winning the game 34-17. Now you have a bye week. We'll talk about this more. Be sure to check out more future episodes on the Cavalier Connection, as well as the CavalierConnection.com. My dad already has an article posted for this game. We'll have more coverage all week long during the bye week. And big game coming up, the state championship game, as Coach Elliott and the players like to call it, coming up in 2 weeks against Virginia Tech. With that being said, that's going to wrap us up. Go Hoos!